The girl who lied, or did she? An 18-year-old girl said she was raped at knife point. Days later, she took it all back, said she made it up. The media branded her a liar. The police charged her with a crime. But what if she wasn't lying at all? This is the story of Marie, a girl whose truth was buried until someone finally listened. Linwood, Washington, March 12, 2009. She walked into Linwood Municipal Court alone. No mother, no father, no one by her side, just her public defender. Marie was only 18. She'd aged out of the foster care system, a system that had shuffled her between homes since she was a toddler. She had dreams of independence, living alone in her small apartment, working a new job, attending community college. But now she sat in court, accused of a crime, filing a false report of rape, a gross misdemeanor, up to a year in jail. Her case was one of thousands that year, 4,859 to be exact, in a courtroom where the judge's mission was simple: correct behavior, improve the community. But Marie's case was different. Her accusation had made the news. Her name, not public, but whispered among friends and foster families. She felt the walls close in. A friend from 10th grade called and asked, "How could you lie about something like that?" Marie had no answer. She just listened, then hung up. Even her foster mothers began to doubt her. One told her she needed to take responsibility. Another said she should be grateful she wasn't in jail. Marie's support system crumbled. And worst of all, Marie began to doubt herself. She spent hours lying in bed, replaying every moment. Did she remember things wrong? Did she imagine it? She tried to convince herself it was a dream. But the fear, the pain, the shame, all of it felt too real. It started with a call to 911. Marie told police that a man had broken into her apartment at night. He tied her hands, gagged her, he raped her. It was traumatic. But when police arrived, something felt off to them. Marie's story was nervous, scattered. She seemed unsure. There were inconsistencies. She said she was tied up, but had no ligature marks. She said she was gagged, but neighbors didn't hear anything. She couldn't remember some of the attacker's details. Officers started pressing. Hard. They told her the story didn't make sense. They told her it was okay if she made it up, that they could help her if she just told the truth. After hours of questioning, Marie broke. She said maybe it hadn't happened. Maybe she dreamed it. Then she signed a statement. She had made the story up. One TV newscast was quick to jump on the story. A Western Washington woman has confessed that she cried wolf when it came to her rape. Police charged her with a crime, even though no suspect had been arrested. No manhunt had been launched. Why? Because Marie had wasted their time. The city offered her a deal. If she agreed to a year of supervised probation, mental health counseling, and paid $500 in court costs, they'd drop the charge. Marie took the deal. She wanted it behind her, but it was far from over. She lost her job. Her landlord threatened eviction. She isolated herself, battling panic attacks and nightmares. And all the while, her real attacker was still out there. Golden, Colorado, January 5th, 2011. Nearly 2 years later, 1,000 miles away. Another woman called police, this time in Golden, Colorado, a suburb of Denver. Detective Stacy Galbraith pulled up to a snow-covered apartment complex. It was bitter cold, wind slicing through her coat. She met the victim, a 26-year-old engineering student. Calm, still, too composed. She held a bag of her belongings, as if already preparing to move out. The student said she had fallen asleep watching TV the night before. Desperate housewives. The Big Bang Theory. Then, at 8 a.m., she woke to a man on top of her. He wore a black mask, held a gun. "Don't scream. Don't call, or I'll shoot." He was methodical. He tied her wrists, brought out a bag full of items, thigh-high stockings, clear plastic heels, pink ribbons, lube, moist towelettes, bottled water. He raped her, repeatedly, for 4 hours, and he photographed the entire thing. Then, he made her brush her teeth, wash, shower. When she came out, he was gone. So were her sheets, her bedding, any DNA traces he could take. But she remembered one thing: a dark birthmark on his left calf, the size of an egg. She was terrified but clear, and Galbraith believed her. Galbraith listened carefully, took notes, swabbed her face for DNA, then escorted her to the hospital. The victim said, "I think he's done this before." That night, Galbraith returned home. Her husband, David, also a detective, had done the dishes, put the kids to bed. She told him the story: the mask, the gun, the photos, the shower. David's face changed. He said, "We have one just like that." He meant another case, another woman, same M.O. And suddenly, this wasn't one attack. It was a predator. The attack in Golden was no outlier. Soon reports began to connect. Victims in Westminster, Aurora, Lakewood, always the same method. Entry through a sliding glass door. Sexual assault with props. Photos taken. DNA wiped. And each woman described the same thing: a man in a mask. Polite. Almost gentle. It was terrifying. Detectives from multiple cities began working together. Galbraith teamed up with a Westminster detective named Edna Hendershot. They shared evidence, timelines, surveillance footage. And soon, one name rose to the surface: Mark O'Leary, an Army veteran, quiet, brilliant, dark past. A search warrant led police to his house. They found a black mask, clear heels, a camera, and hundreds of images, victims, all cataloged, dated, documented, and one photo stunned investigators. It was Marie. She hadn't lied. She had told the truth, and they didn't believe her. Police returned to Marie, told her everything. She broke down in tears. The charges were expunged, her name cleared, but her trauma, that had already taken root. Marie later sued the city of Linwood and won. She used the money to rebuild her life. She didn't want fame. She just wanted to be believed. Today, Marie lives a quiet life. She's cautious about who she trusts, but she keeps going. She's not a liar. She's a survivor. Detective Galbraith had a rule: don't blindly believe, don't instantly discredit. Listen and verify, because sometimes justice whispers, and the truth hides in plain sight. Marie's story reminds us survivors don't always speak perfectly, pain doesn't always follow a script, and silence doesn't mean a lie. If this story moved you, subscribe to Scared Soul Journeys for more true crime stories that expose the truth behind the headlines. And if you or someone you know is a survivor of sexual assault, help is available. Visit RAIN.org or call 800-656-HOPE. Your voice matters. Your story matters.